Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.gg Invite Highlander Week 1 match taking place between Yeye and SquirtYay. I am Alto, joined at my side by Zag, Dolphin behind the camera as always. Zag, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. It's been a nice, well-deserved off-season. A lot of the teams have been shuffled around. We're ready to get started with the season 10, the 10th season of RGL, going for that decade. Even though we don't do one season per year, it's still the 10th anniversary season. So definitely gonna be an interesting one to go forward here this season.
Yeah, and I think we've got some pretty good teams in the works this season. These two, not necessarily the invite favorites coming out right now, but we do have SquirtYay coming back with a bit of a mixed up roster. I want to say a couple changes, but not 100% familiar with what their roster was last season. And Yee, who appear to be coming back stronger this season after their first season in Invite, where they ended their season with a win against MCM on Steel, so they're looking to hopefully make a bit of a bigger splash in Invite this season as we get ready for a game on PL Vigil. Zag, we got a lot of players on the server, so if we want to run down rosters real quick?
Sure thing. I'll start off with Yee. You guys would have seen them play in the Highlander play-ins if you did watch those in the earlier weeks. We're going to have Dot Wet on Scout, Nabla on Soldier, Pyrus on Pyro, FaZe Beast on Demo Man, Witness on Heavy, Austin on Engineer, Rogue subbing in today on Medic, Michael PC1 on Sniper, and Jay on Spy.
And over on the side of SquirtYay, it looks like we are going to be having Scout still up in the air, might be Sandblast, might be Pajaro or Spoo. Giraffe on Soldier, though. Figsy on Pyro. Paren on Demo. Octa on Heavy. Yogurt on Engineer. Ray on Medic. Blinks on Sniper. And Manbug on Spy. We'll update you once we know the Scout situation. But for now, coming into this, I think it's fair to say that SquirtYay is going to be favored here. Just off of the experience is what I'm leaning on right now. I recognize a lot more of the names here. Nabla or Daffodil on Soldier, on Yee, definitely a ton of experience, and Michael PC1 gonna be, has been a kind of an invite mainstay. But when you look at the amount of seasons on the side of SquirtYay, this is still week 1, right? So there can't be too many conceptions about teams. But personally, if I had to put money on someone, I'd put it on SquirtYay here.
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair assumption going in. Again, we don't really know that much about how these teams stack up. The only team we have seen really play is Yee because of those invite play-ins. Other than that, a lot of these players have been on the same team for a while. Sandblast, Draft, Figsy have been kind of a three-man cell that has jumped around from team to team. That is, assuming we do see Sandblast tonight. But yeah, they do have more experience overall. Blinksy has been invite mainstay Sniper as well as Michael PC1. Ray definitely experience on Medic, and if Rogue is slotting in for Yee, that could give them some experience in a Medic slot to compare. But yeah, I would say that SquirtYay are slightly favored as well.
Right, yeah, and again, the thing with Rogue is that you do have that experience coming in, but anytime you have such a key combat, like a key combo member, I should say, switching out, there's always going to be a little bit of friction, especially because Yee is a team that's climbed together for so long that, they're going to have a lot of synergy in a lot of different places. And from what I know, Sakura was a pretty big presence in comms on that team, but how the dynamics might have changed over the past few seasons is, for them to know and us to only guess at. But for now, we can look at that. But again, it is still the beginning of a season, so all the work put in over the offseason for these teams will be kind of shown pretty quickly in this match. So I'm looking at Yee, and was Kura their demo last season, do you know?
I'm not sure. He played with them all through play-ins though, so he's been with them for at least a month or two now.
Gotcha, because yeah, that's a player I'm not personally familiar with. So against Paren, who's was maybe more famous for her NG, but is having a fairly successful career off-classing onto demo, I would say, is definitely an invite-capable demo man. Not someone who you would immediately think, oh, this person's going to hard carry their team to an invite win, like a Bowl of Mayo type or a Logan type, but definitely a invite level demo that if kind of I would my mental image is like a you must be this tall to ride kind of line.
Yeah, the gatekeeper.
Yeah. So if Kura can show up and do a lot of work against Paren, I think that's going to be a really good sign for Yee both tonight and going forward in the season. If they want to have aspirations of making playoffs, as all invite teams do. So that's going to be one player I'm really going to be looking at here. How about you?
I'm going to be really looking at the sniper matchup, Blinksy versus Michael PC1, because we mentioned that both these snipers are kind of mainstays in At least low invite, if not like they've scrimmed with mid invite or like higher up in invite before. Both these snipers have been around for a while, and Vigil is not necessarily the most easy map to play sniper on. A lot of times you're going to have to hit every shot that you're given, and you won't be given much leniency. So if one of these two snipers can really come out of the gate firing, come out hot, and do a lot of work in finding openings for their team, it's going to make a big difference here on Vigil, where every single big pick you get can snowball into multiple points.
Definitely, yeah, since, we do see Vigil have some really, really fast cap times. Sometimes where you'll see an entire half go through in, under 5 minutes per side. But then sometimes you get those longer halves where, Zag and I feel particularly get caught up by this. We're like, oh yeah, this is gonna have to be a really fast offense, and then they push in 11 minutes and manage to hold it. So, as you said, right, it's about taking those few opportunities you're given and making a lot of it. Because when pushing second and last, it's a map where if you don't make any mistakes, it's very difficult for the offense to force the defense into doing something that would otherwise mess them up. So if we can see a team come out early and get that really solid defense, have their sniper stay alive, make sure make sure the enemy spy doesn't get any, kind of undeserved picks, make sure no one on flank is overextending, and just get some minutes up on the clock. Taking this first half, I think, is going to be a really big setter of momentum, especially for this being week 1.
Yeah, and real quick, I do want to kind of look at the bigger invite scene right now as we're waiting for the final player to join up. It will be Sandblast in the server right now, by the way, instead of Pajaro. So we'll be looking for that main scout that SquirtYay are used to. Gonna be good for them. But with invite this season, we're gonna have 8 teams again, playing round robin. Top 4 make playoffs as always. And with the way that we have a few like really high invite teams as usual, or like Hood Naruto. I know that. What was it? Chinese military shovel? Was it them?
WJQ 308 Chinese
Zakima
military
team.
shovel. Yeah, that's like a...
Yeah, so there's like 3 teams right now who are all like favored for playoffs, I would say, with Naruto kind of being like you expect them to make playoffs. Other than that, there's a pretty solid like mid-invite this season, and SquirtYay and Yeye are both a part of that mid-invite. So whenever there's only 1, maybe 2 playoff spots to look to slip into, you have to win these mid-table matchups against your competition.
I would say that 3600, which is kind of, the Apollodosh flavor of this season, is probably looking to take one of those playoff spots as well.
So you're looking at like 1 left, maybe.
Maybe 1 to 2, right? You have to imagine that, Well, I should say with 3600, they're fairly likely to make playoffs, but whether or not they're 3rd or 4th seed, I think, is going to be kind of the big consideration here. And if anyone else managed, and if they happen to fall apart in a couple matches, could be 2nd too, since, I've rang at a couple scrims and it seems everyone's still kind of in the, trading halves against each other because some team makes a really terrible mistake and just absolutely beefs a half. But we are getting started underway here. So RGL Season 10 kicking off right here. This is Yeye versus SquirtYay. And we have ourselves a match.
Yep, it's going to be Yeye starting out here on the defense, looking to get some crit stickies placed on the doorway. SquirtYay on offense. We do have Sandblast loaded into this last spot, so their main roster is all here ready to go. Yeye's is, for the exception of Sakura, subbing out for Rogue. So overall, it's a pretty high-level game where both these teams are having, the key parts of their roster. You're only looking at Rogue, and you have to think that, like, mechanically Rogue isn't much of a downgrade. So these teams definitely close to their full strength, at least from preseason. We'll have to see if Yeye actually have some momentum from their play-ins run.
Alright, well, first off, Austin has looked like he's setting up his sentry a little bit more forward than you would expect.
It's anti-bomb.
Maybe just watching for the bombs, but I want to give a quick shout out to Austin for... He had his gun building at spawn, he wrangle jumped himself to get just a little bit closer to the shutter, and pulled it with him as he did, which he's already got all of his building set up with 5 seconds left, so ultimately not necessary, but an amazing stunt. Just to get that extra second of efficiency. Ooh! 2 kills from Kura on the crit traps, though.
Already buffing the DPM when the season gets started. I like it. Let's count to the Demoman and Heavy as well, so that's max DPM. As healthy as the classes that you can kill with those stickies. So early 2 kills going in favor of Kirby's. Not that big of a deal though, as we are just going to get into the normal Vigil opening. Sentry Gun gets Rescue Ranger back, and we just have stickies and Witness forward on the front. And on flank we have the Scout Soldier looking up with their Spy.
Paren gonna almost go down again. 1 health on the hill as spam comes in, but all of the kills so far going over into the favor of Yeye. Scratch that a Sandblast managed to pull one back against Nabla on the flank. And with that, it looks like the backout's already almost been sounded. The hill that Austin's got set up is further back, maybe making sure no funny business happens from players who flank behind in tunnel. But yeah, despite all those early kills, they're not going to make much of a contest, and first will get capped without much problem.
I want to point out that Nabla going down early means that he's not going to have a potential banner for the second recontest. And yeah, right now he's not even on running banner. He's figured I'm not going to get it in time, so I'm just going to run gunboats. So that could be a big detriment to the defense here for Yeye. We'll have to see how they end up playing this, as Bomb is in, trying to get some damage on. 2 rockets can draft you a lot, but not going to be close enough to get any forces off. Does do a lot of work, though. Will get taken down.
Yeah, more importantly, Witness went down inside tunnel from the combined force of all of SquirtYay's combo pushing up through there, so no heavy to watch side. Octa sneaking up there, gonna get some good damage in and get some damage onto Rogue. Gonna force him on his own, actually. The Uber comes out, not even from Ray, only comes out now, about 60% in advantage. Rogue's gonna get forced all the way back into spawn, and Octa taking advantage of that heavy pick, doing massive work here for SquirtYay, and getting them this second basically for free.
That was a super clean collapse from the entirety of SquirtYay. Drafts big damage, caused the distraction to get those early picks. We saw great sap from Manbug in, perfectly timed with the team's push, and everything got taken down super quickly there on the side of the defense. So very good second capture for SquirtYay. A minute 43.32 is definitely very fast. We'll have to see if they can keep up that pace.
Yep, some still waiting on card time to get pushed up here, almost the limiting factor on Vigil sometimes,
SBS
depending on how hard you roll, but yeah. Look to see that Peren might go down as well, playing a little bit aggro, gonna take some damage, no headshots ringing out onto her, though she will continue to spam. No flank pressure at all from SquirtYay, something that I'm not, a fan of, just headbutting everyone in through tracks. Manbug's gonna get caught out, but Kura goes down, playing a little bit too aggressively, so Peren, mark that down as a dub. Some headshots, I hear a headshot going off onto someone, but yeah, some flank pressure coming in now from SquirtYay as Giraffe and Octa start getting forward. I think that was an air shot at a Giraffe. Nabla not get dead yet, but will be forced back, so... Peren, though...
Yeah, flank and firm control of SquirtYay now. Peren will eat that headshot from Michael PC1 though, so the front push is a bit weaker. They're gonna get the Pyro off cards. Pyrus and Manbug both go down. Uber's been forced to solo onto Sandblast right now, trying to get wherever he can. The end gets a flash onto Figsy, but they don't really get much. They do end up forcing the gun to get back. Looks like Austin will try to put it back in, but more collapses coming through. Octa has great position here on this side area, and the cart is up the hill now for SquirtYay. Another successful push. First try has come across for them, and they've captured 3 points in 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was a really great headshot out of Blinksy to take down Witness the second that Uber ended. Having a heavy there at 450 is such a big impediment to pushing, but vanishes in an instant. And now, yeah, only, a minute per point. The gun's going to go down. Manbug on that Enforcer, just negating the Wrangler shield. And we have some control being taken into last already by SquirtYay. Nabla going to jump out, barely living right there, but... Again, it's just sending everyone in through main. It looks like it's their go-to right now, and he hasn't done anything to stop it.
Quick scope by Michael PC1 in this spawn. He has his Turtle Beaches on, heard him decloak instantly. Will be the only death for now. Both medics pretty close to Uber, Ray 95, Rogue 85. Gonna be building up here as the offense looks to rotate around Cliffside, see what they can do. They're already looking to edge into this side flank area. Michael PC1 goes down to Blinksy on a 5k, and that's a good opening for them to work with.
Yeah, no Spy either to call the pushes, and some air blast coming out of Pyrus, doing his best to not let this Uber through from the flank side. Doing a good job stuffing, and Rogue will get forced, but it looks like they will have the slightly better Uber. Witness able to take out Sandblast with that better Uber. Cart slowly getting pushed up, though. Octa will be forced off of it, so for now, a successful hold for Yeye, but they have to make sure they don't collapse in the post.
Yeah, they did a good job keeping their key players alive. Only Dawwen went down at the end there, so they'll have a full force up ready to defend any repushes. Looks like SquirtYay have decided to cut their losses and retreated all the way back out. Gonna just end up building this Uber, seeing what flank players they can send in. Right now, Manbug and Giraffe are trying to get some control, but right now we're just waiting to charge as both medics hit 50% Uber.
Yeah, definitely, and moving that up to 60 right now, but Manbug taking out Michael PC1 deep in the middle of the team outside of spawn. One of those undeserved spy picks I made reference to in the opening. Just should not allow your sniper to get stabbed in the middle of that many people. But without Uber and him spawning now, it looks like there's not too much Yeye can really do, or SquirtYay, excuse me, can really do to capitalize on that. We do see Blinksy going for some angles in main, maybe trying to get a pick in on flank, but that's Witness using the thing. Oh, yeah, good Wrangler heads-up sense by Austin to take him down. Blinksy gets counter-sniped out as well, so that will be an aborted push for SquirtYay right there. Sandblast will tap the card in a little bit further, but yeah, they're going to have to wait for spawns before they can really go in on this.
Yeah, definitely good target focus from Yeye there, as the Sentry gets leveled up to level 2 once again, so that one's going to be ready. If this dispenser can give Austin enough metal, he'll be able to get that up. Manbug goes down at a bad timing, though. He's not going to be able to sap the gun as it hits level 3 here.
Yeah, Uber coming in right now, though, and that shot is absolutely stunted in midair. Austin has killing it so far on engineers so far, from the sentry jump tech and spawn all the way to denying the demo jump in, and Uber has the big and small plays down under Pat, and Yeye will continue to hold lab.
It's not often you see the Doman get dropped mid-Uber because of a height difference. You'll see the Doman get popped up and just come back and get caught, but Austin with that Wrangler flicked all the way onto Pren instantly, took her down, and that push got aborted instantly. Dawit takes down Pren on the respawn again, so right now SquirtYay, nothing has been working for them on the last push quite yet. Rogue on 50% with a level 3 on this crate means that Yeye are in a perfect position here to continue this defense.
Yeah, I see Manbug on the Enforcer too, but Austin's sitting up on that box, and he's even standing on top of the gun right now. Means that he just can't get it down.
Yeah, right now Blinksy trying to peek out from the side door, trying to find anything, as Nabla will end up going down. Octa is the trade, so offensive heavy needs that spawn timer. Does look like there's a teleport, but Michael PC1 going to win that SVS, going to delay this push even further, as now Rogue is up on 100% while Ray's only on 70. They're going to look to try and sack some people in, see what they can get. A good pipe from Pren actually is going to take down Michael PC1 and Pyrus, so those are two really big kills. No Sniper, no Pyro, those are key defensive classes.
Yeah, again though, it's gonna be, can they do anything about it? They didn't get the Uber out, Raid not having, so the spawns will come back up. Yeah, Pyrus and Michael both up right now.
Yeah, we see right now it's a 9v9, every player alive, both meds on full Uber. It's about where SquirtYay wants to try and take this. They tried going through main a couple times and it didn't really work. It looks like right now they want to make their combo go on to the side cliff area. They have players, Jay-Z going to decloak on Ray. Ray's taking some damage, trying to find anything, maybe an early force. Instead, Jay-Z going to get bombed on and taken down. Nabla as well went down to Figsy in that, as the Uber has made its way into the right side. They're getting ready to pop here in just a second.
Yeah, the flank is down though. No scout nor soldier right now. The Uber will get popped off by Ray going that far left side, but the Uber is better from the side of Rogue, using it on Kura, and Ray and Pren just have to hightail it out of there. It's going to be way better in their side. No frag's going to really go across though, but no position gain. But in the meantime, the cart got up the ramp. Austin had to move his gun back, it looks like, and they were able to push it up. Sandblast now getting on it. Someone needs to stop him. He's just going to tap it in.
Come on! Oh, that was such a good defense from Yeye. You can't even blame Austin there for moving the gun, because the gun was taking focus. Austin actually took it off that crate at a perfect timing. The gun was 1 HP, no ammo left, so Austin healed it up and needed time to put it back up, but no one covered the cart in the meantime. Sandblast just walked onto it alone and captured that undeservedly, but it was a good heads-up play from him, and that will cut the defense of Yeye short. In all things considered, it's an 8-minute defense on Vigil, which is, it's average, you're fine with that, but that could have been so much more.
Yeah, I mean, you think too about how poor they looked for the first 3 points. Being able to get more than double, almost triple your time through the first 3 points on just last, really was a salvage from them, coming up big when they needed to, but again, they should still be holding. They should be still on defense right now, not in the offensive spawn, thinking about their push. I mean, 8 minutes. If you tell me, hey, you're about to hold Vigil without, knowing anything about the team, anything about the players, I can promise you an 8-minute time, I'd take that pretty much every time, right?
Yeah.
Because of how much faster you can go, but if they're unable to push this time, there's going to be a lot of frustration there.
Yeah, we definitely have to praise the salvage of that defense from Yeye, and now they will be on offense here. 8 minutes to push. It's doable. They can do it. We've seen a lot of the pop-up players that we've mentioned actually start playing really well. It's just a matter of seeing if who can continue that performance and make some more openings for their teams. We're just going to be opening up with a completely standard Vigil push here. 7:45 left on the clock. Cart, I think it didn't have time to think for a second there, but they do have that now.
I want to point out right now, the two spies have a combined 6 points, and Manbug has 6 points.
Jay-Z just got his first, though. As you said, he killed Giraffe and Sandblast, and like you
well,
said,
all right,
immediately took out his counterpart and the soldier. So that means no banner for Giraffe, and I don't think either soldier's been on banner yet.
Yeah, and I mean, you could argue that might be a slight misplay, in a sense, just not being able to build that.
We'll call it stylistic.
Yeah, well, yeah, stylistic differences from the soldiers, but maybe that banner could help on second defense for one of these teams, but, with that instant second push that we saw out of SquirtYay, I'm hoping he's able to do something similar, in order, if they're going to take that, but Sakura, or Kura, it's going to be going in. Yeah, they do get the force out, so a worthwhile sack. They're going to get aggressive here, maybe try to catch someone, but Ray smartly playing all the way back, Rogue, playing all the way back out on first, near the spawn. So will not be able to force in exchange. They've got this ad now, and they're going to need to do something with it.
Jay-Z just got accidentally rocketed on his walk-up, so he's not going to be in to get the sap when they need it, as the Uber is coming out of side tunnel, trying to focus down the gun. It's getting denied by Figsy, though. Figsy doing a good job. Gun will go down in the end to Witness's minigun. Draft gets stabbed as well in post, and Octo go down to Witness, and the heavy v heavy. Collapses are in, but Manbug in the back with a 2K onto Michael PC1 and Rogue. A third one onto Pyrus is going to give his team a lot more space to work with, as Manbug with 3 kills now collapsing on the cart. Gets the kill on Austin as well. Manbug kills half of the team to save that defense for SquirtYay.
Gonna go ahead and chalk that one up to reverse Caster's Curse right there.
Yeah,
call out the spies for doing nothing, and they immediately went from a combined 6 points to a combined 24 in about 2 minutes here. So massive plays out of Manbug coming into side tunnel in that post Uber and just absolutely shredding through the side of Yeye there, who looked like they might have been having a good push, but there he is again, getting another tip.
Yeah, getting those 2 more kills onto the combo of Yeye. Witness gonna go down
chased
those
all the way
Kirby's
back to
Blinksy.
spawn. Oh no! Clipped on the rock, almost broke Giraffe's ankles with that surf, but just no one around to protect him. You know, even with all that happening, if the Uber came out of Ray, but Rogue managed to live, that would have been great.
Sacking. This is such a chaotic fight. Everyone's dying non-stop. This gun is actually shredding. Yogurt's gun gets 2. Manbug on an 8K now. Stab Michael PC 3 lives in a row. And we're still doing this chaotic defense. Neither Met has had time to build Uber, as that was a dry push, but Ray did manage to stay alive through all of that. So advantage in the favor of SquirtYay on the defense for this one.
And Pirates just single-handedly took out the gun and almost got the cart capped, so... You know, close but no cigar in that sense, but we will see another kind of reset here. 35 ad or so.
Easy though,
but yeah, gonna take out Giraffe, an important one there. Manbug almost going down. Witness not able to kill him, but the point will just get tipped in. Most of SquirtYay playing back. Really low health actually for all of them, but they should safely be able to get out. Sandblast getting chased out, but should be able to use that scout move speed, which maybe actually gets caught out a little bit. But no, it won't be enough. But Jay-Z coming in, taking up Blinks and Paren. Sniper and Demo. That means all pushes are a go. Sandblast coming in. Going to be forced back. The Uber comes out from both teams right now, but the numbers are so much better for Yeye right here. There's so much ground being held by Witness. He will go down, though. And actually, yeah, we see SquirtYay getting more kills than that.
Oh, he can't get the backstab on Kirby. He's going to put them backwards, but... Yeah, shout out to SquirtYay for how well they actually played that post Uber. They positioned their players so much better. They're able to kill all the unflashed players of Yeye, and the push got stalled instantly. Rogue goes down in the post as well to Giraffe. So what looked like a great snowball turned into a bit of a stall here. But there are tons of players who needs to spawn up. Octo with a 2K at the end there to kill Pyrus and Austin means that the defense has successfully stabilized. Gun is level 2 and Ray's on 65% Uber.
Yeah, Paren, though, gonna get sniped out. Michael PC1 finding a big pick. The cart's just gonna get pushed up the hill like that.
Figsy trying to get on it, trying to deny an air blast from Pyrus, gonna take people off it. Everyone goes down except for Sandblast, the last person. Now Kirby's gets that last tap. Sap coming in from Jay-Z as well, and that capture is gonna come out there. We're through 3 points in 4.5 minutes. It's 3.5 minutes for Yeye to push this last point, and they're in a good shape here.
Spies have gotten 45 points in those 4.5 minutes, by the way. So just all that, you know, spy awareness we saw in the first half, absolutely gone, as both teams are just in, you know, fight all the time mode. I don't have a better name. I should come up with a better name for that, but Manbug
Clown mode, chaos mode, a lot of
Manbug gets caught out on third, will survive, but he's got to be a little bit disgruntled about that.
Kirby's and Rogue are already in flank here with Uber. That's just them two going to try and do a duo play. They do a lot of damage to Octa, but Air Blast's going to keep him alive. Now trying to collapse on the main area. They do get the force out at least, as we are moving into our first pause of the season. Let's go!
Oh, no, never mind. That was just server lag, as we're back already, it looks like. Cart's coming up, and that Uber coming out. No, they let the cart go down right as it was at the peak. Dotwet needed to be on it for another frame, and it would have been all the way up. But there's so many dead and so many low on the side of SquirtYay. It's just Octa putting up a front for the rest of the team right now. The gun is building, though. But here comes in Kura. If he can get some good damage, and then maybe something big will happen. Pyra's going to take out Giraffe, but not enough. Man, I really liked that Uber where they took Rogue and Kura in through the side and everyone else just played cart. But Dotwet left the cart. Could have had it up, but just left it and let it go down. I don't know if he thought it was up or not, but unfortunate.
Either way, that was still a very big win for Yeye, as in the middle of that Uber, Nabla actually got the kill onto Ray, so Rogue on a 50% Uber ad to work with here. Yeye have the cart at the very base of the final ramp, so one more good push is all they need, and they're going to have this Uber ad to do it with. They're lining up on the outside of Cliff right now, buffing up Michael PC1, seeing if he can find them an entry.
Definitely, yeah. They are going to need to do something about this gun, though. It actually, no, and it goes down right as I say that. Yeah, Michael able to just take it out with a charged up shot. The Uber coming in through flank side right now. Yeah, gonna land the sniper too. That'll be big in the post, but gonna have to see what else other kills they can get. Bigsy's gonna go down to Kura in the Uber, and there's Peren. Yep, there it is, coming in just like that. Yeye will come out and prove me wrong at least, and take the first half of RGL Season 10.
Yeah, a very clean offense there once they got that third push in. At the end, Michael PC won with the gun pick, the sniper pick, and then the engineer pick. Did a lot of work in opening space. The Uber advantage was crucial in the end there, as Figsy could not delay that Uber long enough, got piped down, and after hurtling all of them back into spawn, that was a pretty easy cap from the cart pushers of Yeye, and that looked really clean from them overall. Like there were a couple mistakes, but it's early in the season. You'll take those as soon as you get that round captured. So very impressive performance from our invite qualifiers winners.
Yeah, and I mean going forward, you can say that their bad second and third defense is something that happened off of a misplay, letting Octa force Rogue on hill, but there's still nothing that shows us that SquirtYay can push last. Meanwhile, while the spies were big factors in this round on both sides, we do see that Yeye didn't show any problems really throughout that offense. It was what, a 6 minute, a little bit less. Or no, a little bit more.
6 to 6.5, I believe. We have the round timer. It was 7:30 minus 1 minute for setup, so 6:40.
That being said, though, looks like the teams are going right back into it, so we've got about 10 seconds left until they ready up here. So, Zag, what are you going to be looking for SquirtYay to fix in this second half?
You have to just imagine that the mistakes against Spy, even though they happen for both teams, those have to get better, because if the Spy finds 1 or 2 good chain stabs on third, which is what happened with Jay-Z finding, Sniper and Demo Man in a row, that's going to ruin your entire defense. So you need to clean up those mistakes. As for the offense that you couldn't push last on, we need to see them get more aggression in on last, where you can find yourself taking favorable trades, whether that's giving your sniper a bigger tank, seeing if he can find a bigger opening, or trying to just force the enemy team back into spawn with a fast Uber. Something needs to be done to give you opening into last, because like you mentioned, SquirtYay, their biggest problem, we haven't seen them win last of their own volition yet.
Yeah, because for all we know, they could still be pushing last if Yeye smartened up and actually had someone play on cart. Granted, that's something that all teams will do, and if you keep pushing long enough, it's probably going to happen eventually.
Yeah, it'll happen eventually.
But, it's another question that they're going to have to answer, but Yeye have to be happy with themselves for taking this out this quickly. And yeah, as you said, I think they just need to watch the pick class stats.
Yep, the gate's about to drop on this one. Yeye on offense once again. That's definitely a very good thing when you just win a round with the blazing offense and you get to go right back out there, seeing if you can snowball that performance into another hot start.
Out of the 38 kills in the last round, so for Yeye's offense, 14 of them were by the pick classes. So you're getting almost a third of your kills as picks, which are probably happening before fights are starting, which means you just have every advantage coming in like that. Michael's going to take out blanks as well, yeah, just like that. So, it's first, right? You're not expecting anything too crazy to happen,
just bombed onto Peren's head and took her down in 2 rockets. That was sick. He's trying to take down this heavy, but Octa gets the pack. We'll be alive and take down Nabla in the end, but taking that Demo Man is very big. Now there's no sticky set up forward, and you know that.
Yeah, Giraffe was on some sneaky beaky plays, trying to come in and maybe get the force out of Rogue really early, but just got shut down and found out immediately, so no Soldier either.
Last Uber.
The Uber's going to come right in through side tunnel. Kura's going to get absolutely demolished,
wants
though.
To catch him.
Yeah, Will managed to save him there, but this Uber is going to have almost nothing done in it. They do end up getting the gun, but they get absolutely no space, no kills, and the only thing they're going to do is lose a couple of combo members for their trouble right there. Finally picking up Giraffe in the post, but some more great Wrangler work.
Ooh.
Big one by Fixie. We've been seeing these engineers with some sick Wrangler plays so far.
Yeah, these Devilmen getting floated. No respite for them in these Ubers as the repush coming up for Yeye, as they do have some distractions to work with. Gun gonna live, actually, as Manbug stabs Pyrus, and Witness gets wrangled down. Austin as well gonna die in this post as Draft. We see him on the black box. Is that a banner? Nope, just the black box.
Manbug got the kill, was going back into drop down to try to cloak away, but Nabla just drops down and kills him without him even knowing. Oh, that's a frustrating feel. But, they did manage to get Sandblast and Manbug despite all those deaths. Nabla going in again on a bomb, not going to find anything, and really nothing else being played off of it. It looked like maybe a little bit of cart time, but here comes in the Uber. Kura doing what he can to take out this gun. Looks like he's not going to be able to get it, though. Witness coming in on the side, but Kura going down already.
Though.
It's close, but with Figsy on it, I don't think they're going to be able to get it, and no, they won't. It's still only, you know, pixels away right here, and Yeye is alive, but with Figsy sitting on it and more people moving over to it, I doubt they'll be able to tap it in that easily with the gun still being alive, not having died in that Uber.
Draft just got headshot on his jump up to the hut by Michael PC, so that defensive soldier going down gonna have a 20-second spawn timer. If you're Yeye right now, you want to keep with the pressure, because when players are forced to play on the cart, it means they have less forces helping on the hill. And because that's the pyro here, it means Figsy can't reflect any of Kirby's spam. We do Blinksy though, stepping up and taking down Dotwet and Pyrus. Manbug as well took down Michael PC1 and Kirby. So these pick classes again getting 4 kills in short order. Yes, Sandblast chasing forward with all those picks is gonna take down Rogue. Hit scan as well, doing work onto Austin, and all of a sudden SquirtYay have a phenomenal defense there that's netted them a full Uber advantage.
Yeah, they keep bleeding players out here. They keep going in on these sacks, but it feels like Nobble is just treating it like a jump server, not waiting for, you know, the team to be ready to go in on things. So they never have a soldier, and they just keep, you know, they're catching Manbug out, but that's about it. It feels like.
If I were Yeye right now, I'd decloak to stop the card from moving backwards. That could be very big. Instead, he's just going to opt to, you know, not even risk it. As Blinksy has gone down on Michael PC1, though, so that's an advantage for the pushing team here. Yeye trying to walk up this hill, trying to find what they can. Yeye doesn't get anything on his walk up, going to get wrangled down by Yogurt on a 4K with that Wrangler, as Michael going to find Peren, though, so there's still more advantages to work with.
A big jump out of Nobla, but Uber already forced out means that is basically a suicide. Coming in right here, Rogue not having Uber, going to be forced back, shouldn't have too much pressure on him. So that Uber will, you know, stall for time. The card having been rolled back a lot, but yeah, they are going to use in, leaning on Pyrus in with everyone else, which I like a lot to just get space. Yeye though, going to do a Dead Ringer actually away from
Pyrus
Sandblast.
Just walked that Ray and killed him.
Yeah, but Rogue also getting caught out from Sandblast, staying in this entire time. Dotwit now against Manbug on cart. Will take him down, but 4 minutes through second is not the pace we're used to seeing these teams set.
That was a chaotic 4 minutes, though. It felt like both teams were just fighting non-stop, looking for anything they could get. In the end, both medics go down and the cap goes over, but yeah, that 4 minute time definitely looking below average from what we saw in our first round here. As now we see Yeye trying to walk up, trying to get some space here on this third point. Kirby's going to take a bunch of damage, going to be forced to back up. Witness now is alone and will go down as a result. Drop is trying to bomb onto Nabla's head. Soldier v Soldier in the side, but Nabla is going to get out of this one. Sandblast gets stabbed by Yeye on the front side, so not much to work with. And Yeye at 2K takes down Figsy and keeps his life. That's a lot of pressure he's making.
Wins the 1v1 against the Pyro. Manbug's going to find Nabla on the flank, though, but the card's getting pushed up. Pyrus is doing a really good job of getting this thing up. It's almost there, and they're playing really far back. No, perfect bomb out of Giraffe to knock him off of it just in time. It will roll back down, and all of the kills are going over into the favor of Square. Actually, no, it's even right now. Take that back.
It's the space right now that SquirtYay do have until now, where Pren Sandblast get just demolished by the hit scan of Yeye. The Uber gets forced onto the cart. Yeye trying to get the capture going, but he has to get flashed or Dead Ringer away. So cart's gonna move back down. The solo onto Figsy for the defense was successful. Yeye being a distraction here as the rest of the players are coming in. Now for Yeye trying to get some space on here. Air Blast from Pyrus gonna send that heavy flying. Solo Spy trying to defend, but Manbug can't be the only one. He's gonna go down, and third gets captured up in 5:30. Now it's about snowballing forward. Both meds at about 30% here, so we're likely going to end up into a very standard last push situation.
Right, and the Uber was successful, but they weren't able to gain anything off of it other than a little bit of, you know, time. And with your demo and scout dead, if all you're getting off of the Uber is time, you're essentially losing that because nothing's stopping them from walking back in. So, but oh, Yeye gets Ray and Blinks in the back line. You absolutely cannot allow that to happen.
Especially,
you know, full
off
ad
push
for Rogue.
Yeah, this is downtime. There's nothing to do but spy check and build that. So now Yeye are in a phenomenal position to close out this round with one strike to the heart. Sandblast going to go down as well to Nabla on that flank side. So it's still a big numbers advantage. They're going to get their spawn, their down medic and sniper up at least for the defense here. But this Uber is now ready for Rogue, and they're walking in the right side.
Yeah, they have popped in here already. Going to be a little bit of denial coming out. Octa's really in deep. Rogue's getting chased out, so Kura's alone in on flank right there. Octa's still alive somehow, but so much card pressure and so many kills elsewhere. We were focused on the Uber, but they're just going to tap it in.
Yeah, and you know, despite the below average first 2 points, they come out with the fastest time of the night so far. They won up themselves by about like 5 to 10 seconds from their first push, and Yeye doing an amazing job getting that snowball through off the back of Jay-Z's clutch 2K, and during the half we said that one of the mistakes that SquirtYay needed to shore up on was their pick class weakness, and once again biting them extremely hard with Jay-Z, finding the medic and sniper. When that happens, that round's essentially over as long as Yeye don't make any big mistakes.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the thing though, right, is that we need to see Yeye now manage to hold second and third. Because, yes, there were problems pushing last from the side of SquirtYay, but if you're SquirtYay, right, you need to hope that you can get 3 points in 3 minutes again to set you up for last, because with how their last push looked before, that's going to be the bare minimum that they need to, maybe to really make this work. So, it's going to be important for them to come out swinging, because at this point, if I'm SquirtYay, I know I've got problems pushing last. I need to give myself as much time as possible. You go at aggressive, try to get some sacks in, while you're still pushing first, get that uber forced, and snowball through second, and just hope that you can pull something off, and hope that, you're able to find those picks.
Yeah, Yeye are obviously favored here, but they're not out of the woods quite yet. SquirtYay do have the potential to make plays and get these pushes going. It's just about seeing if they can adapt and make their pushes work.
Just high-bombed the far spawn and got out. You know how soldiers will bomb to a forward spawn to try to catch a
just got 3 kills, by the way.
Did he have it forward? I have no idea.
He had to have, but I don't see it anywhere. Yeah, I guess it's behind the little doorway where the cart comes out eventually for the offense. Octa is flanking here, trying to find anything. Gets landed on by Napa and taken down, so a bit of a crazy first point, but it will be the same as usual. No one really key has gone down on the defense, which is what you're looking for. Offense has time from the cart, but Witness are actually making a recontest, getting a lot of pressure, and they're going to go on this.
Yeah, they know they just need as much time as they possibly can, and they're going to force them all back right here. They don't have anyone dead right here, really, so not too much to lose. Jay-Z's going to go down, but you can lose your spine. They just bought themselves another 20 seconds, which, can be make or break in games like this. So, again, though, I really like that adaptation from Austin, leaving the gun there, because it's something that most players will have seen at some point as like a cheese play.
Yeah, but you'll never expect it in the fourth round.
Right. You know that SquirtYay is going to be, they're hurrying, right? They want to go fast. They're not going to check something that maybe they would have checked earlier.
Austin, the psychological genius, as well as the engineer mechanics genius, making those plays. But now we will be moving into a very standard second push. Both teams have everyone up before Dotwet actually going to die on the defense. Not too big of a loss losing defensive scout, but looks like now we're going to pop down a tunnel here for SquirtYay, trying to find anything, but the Wrangler is doing a lot of work. Friend can't find anything on the gun. Gun's full HP as the counter Uber comes in from the defense, doing a ton of work in the front lines. They do force that offense back out entirely. They do lose Witness on the side, but other than that, no casualties.
Yeah, as long as that loss of Witness doesn't sting them too much in these next 10 seconds. As Octa's getting ready to peek side tunnel, Nobble will surf that damage out, though, and will live, so nothing too bad. Manbug coming in from, all the way back in third, actually. But, yeah, it looks like we're going to see the tracks push again from Peren, but she's going to go down immediately. Octa getting hit up, gets arrowed out. Dotwet stalling for his life, will go down, but buys time for Kerr to do a bunch of damage. Figsy will save Octa there with the air blast, but still a successful defense, and you're getting into the point right now for SquirtYay where they need to make something happen and soon.
They just killed the pick classes of Yeye, though. Michael, PC1, and Jay-Z going down to Blinks and Draft respectively, so they do have a big numbers advantage to work with here. They're going to look to walk up the hill as the gun is getting right on the other direction. It's now looking forward. We see Soldier Draft going inside as Manbug can't get the sap, and the counter Uber is out for the side of Yeye. It's a solo onto Pyrus, going to be air blasting all these SquirtYay players back down this hill. Likely going to give his life for it if he can't surf out, but he does get out, and now Octa peeking the side is what they need, but he gets shredded by Witness on the re-peek. Now it's just Blinksy and Pren trying to make some space here. Jay-Z's decloaking though, gets one, trying to get another, and he will. That's a 2K, a 3K for Jay-Z onto the combo of SquirtYay.
Oh, and it's just that simple. It is just that simple for Jay-Z. Has no points in the first round because he was saving them all for everything left to come. There was so many crazy fights going there. Here comes in Manbug though. Can he find Rogue? Gets him low, but not low enough. And the spy diff is real right now. It looked like he was ready to give that point up. But, oh, they keep trying to go through tunnel, and they just keep getting absolutely crunched in there. Ray hits a good surf on that rocket to survive with her life and the 50% or so that she's got left up. But such a strong defense coming out of Yeye here, and they're at the verge of taking this match 2-0.
Right now, Austin and Beast are on 6Ks, Pyrus is on a 4K, and Rogue is on a 5K. When your Demo Man, Engineer, Pyro, and Medic aren't dying, it's an amazing defense. These are key classes that are always doing well in the cleanup fights for Yeye, and they only have 2.5 minutes left to hold before they're able to take this match clean 2-0. It's looking good here as the Sandblast Uber is coming through.
Yeah, there's so much good denial being done by Pyrus, though. They're trapping Perrin in the corner, and they're just gonna melt the second the Uber fades. Ray getting chased out by Pyrus, blown into the corner. She will go down. That is Figsy doing her best to maybe get this card up, gets it a little bit closer, but still not enough with only 2 minutes on the clock. We're looking at a set game in a few seconds here.
Yeah, we did see Austin and Rogue go down there. They lost their kill streaks, but it doesn't matter. Kirby's still on a 9, Pyrus on a 6. This defense is holding strong. Is Rogue gonna surf that rocket out of dodge as Octa and Pren gonna get taken down? This is not looking good for SquirtYay at all. They need to regroup, mount some kind of a push. They need to have the cart going non-stop, otherwise this match is out of their hands.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like we keep seeing this tracks push, but it feels like that's almost like a tilt push at this point. Just. They're so just, alright, just shove it through tunnel, we'll get it eventually, when it's not really working for them. Rogue's coming up on 80% right here. Still a slight ad, but roughly even. Oh, he's gonna have to go through a silent to get out, and he does live. Blink's gonna take out Nabla though, so there's a couple kills coming in. The gun though being moved back to where Austin has it is really just saying we want to hold cart. Giraffe bombing in on Rogue, gets the force out. Ray still has and should be in a fairly safe position. I don't actually see where she is right now, but will use back in, and this may be the second push they're looking for. A bit of server lag. Yeah, Rogue caught out in the middle of the Uber, just dancing to stall.
He's running
still
to the
alive.
spawn.
Yeah, will live, but just bought time. And Yeye finds Ray on the back end. At this point, I'm pretty sure it's already mathematically impossible, but just the coup de grace out of Yeye, having a great first match of the season here, as he will, as the timer slowly ticks down, manage to take this 2-0, and they haven't even kept second yet.
Yeah, the heavy stayed alive. Witness on the dispenser. We saw Pyrus come in from the back. A lot of players flanking out on the cart. Witness is even taunting in the offensive tunnel right now. They know this match is won. Mathematically, it's theirs 2-0. And just an amazing performance coming out here from Yeye as we do the death march here to StatPad.
Right, and I mean, we're mentioning how SquirtYay was looking like a team that could be that 4th seed, right? Potentially, as Austin comes in and fights Ray with the glow stick. That's 3 with the glow stick for Austin.
Real talk, by the way, I know we have a lot of, engineer veterans still maining in Invite. Austin has actually put up one of the best engineer performances I think I've ever seen on Vigil in this match. His Wranglers
has crits!
Yeah, his Wranglers have been on point. He's kept up every sentry gun that he's needed to. I've seen him multiple times deal with a spy sapping his gun by himself by hitting his gun once with a wrench, pulling out shotgun, 2-tapping man bug, and then pulling out wrench and saving his gun. It's a phenomenal game from Austin. It's a phenomenal game from all of Yeye, and they definitely earned that 2-0.
Right, and what I'm looking forward to is if we consider SquirtYay as a 4th place team, right? You'd assume that the 4th place team, or the 4th seed can compete with the 2nd and 3rd. That means that Yeye against 3600 and Shovel is going to be a much closer match, I think, or I hope, than we were hoping for.
Yeah, it means one of two things. Either mid-invite is really competitive and a lot below, and hardly below, the high invite, or there is some kind of a gap that we just haven't seen yet. Obviously, it's week 1, but either way, Yeye, with that strong performance, all of a sudden, now we're looking at them as one of the mid-high invite teams looking to make a run for this last playoff spot.
Austin went 21-7 and
yeah, I'm telling you, Austin had one of the best engineer games I've ever seen just now. He didn't make any mistakes ever.
I mean, you can say a couple of those kills are kind of garbage time, they're just he's running around with his Frontier Justice crits, but still, to go 21-7 with 366 DPM on Engineer, that is wild. That is absolutely wild. And yeah,
that's my debut, by the way.
That's a good
I'd have to look
question.
for that. If so, that's probably one of the best invite debuts we've seen.
You casted last season. I didn't, so you'd have a better guess than me.
I'm gonna check that real quick. You take
if
over
it
the stat
was,
talk.
that would be big. Yeah, and just we're talking about stats. Yeye actually not even going positive, but just finding those big picks exactly where they're needed. Deaths on spy on sometimes can be a bad thing, but if you're consistently getting that opening pick. KD is irrelevant because you're getting exactly what you need. We see, the snipers went roughly even, but just a rough game from the side of SquirtYay. It felt like they were pretty much outmatched everywhere. And Kirby's, someone I mentioned in the opening, who would be someone that you'd want to see them, kind of clear the paren bar. And they did that with flying colors, 17 and 6, 500 DPM on this last half. Just really, really good showings from everyone that needed to show them, I suppose. Dotwet as well, 18 and 9. And, I don't want to lean too heavily into the stats here because of how, when you get almost hard held on second, the stats are always going to be kind of inflated. But even on offense, we saw them doing exactly what they needed to and just finding these big picks. And I don't want to potentially take credit away from them, but the other side of this argument is that for every time someone's making a good play, there's a recipient on the end of a bad play. So there is the possibility that Yeye is better than we thought, but maybe not as good as we're hoping. And it's just SquirtYay really didn't show up. Without any other matches, we can't.
Yet. It's week 1.
Yeah, we can't really know that. But I'm leaning on the optimistic side and hoping that Yeye is going to be a contender this season.
Yeah, and I do stand correct about the Austin debut thing. I completely forgot, by the way, that last season Yeye did play Invite, and I forgot because they played play-ins this time, so, I just kind of slipped my mind. In that last season Invite, they ended up going 2-5 with a forfeit, I think, or either a forfeit or a bye week.
Yeye had a bye week and a win over MCM on Steel in the last week of the season.
I remember that.
I knew Yeye had played last season, but I didn't know what their roster was, so I wasn't sure if he was a pickup or not.
They went 1-6. Winning, I guess 1-5, right? They went 1-5, winning a match that didn't matter for their opponent. Compared to that, they're already showing a much better, potential to run in this Invite division.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did exchange some of the players that had been with them for a while. I know the Yeye's namesake was the player Yeye, who is not on the roster, and a couple of the other names that I recognize from when we were both playing in Maine a few seasons ago. Aren't necessarily there, but they're just, doing a really, really good job of finding those upgrades and really showing up strong while still keeping a solid core together. So I love the fact that they've stuck together and climbed this fast, keeping this many players in such a short amount of time. By the way, I know I've mentioned this in the past. I think we casted them 2 seasons ago when we casted the Challenger match on Lakeside. But, I just think that teams like this are kind of like the lifeblood of what really helps fuel the comp scene. So, congrats to them for currently being undefeated in Invite.
There you go, 1-0. Already a better start than last season. So hopefully for them, they'll be able to keep that performance up and move forward to really compete in this Invite in Season 10.
Right, but I think that is going to do it for us. So, Zag, any closing remarks?
Not much. That was a pretty good week 1 match, all things considered. It was a 2-0, but we got a lot of information about what we should be expecting from these teams and about how, Invite might actually end up playing out this season. So definitely a good first week.
Right, and while I'll mention, that I had mentioned that SquirtYay was my favorite, when it comes to team predictions, I want to be wrong. And anytime I'm wrong with one of my predictions, it's a good thing, because it means that, we've got more parity in the division than we might have expected, or someone showed up and we saw a good match. That's exactly what we saw. So shout out to Yeye for sticking it together and coming up strong, and best of luck to SquirtYay in the rest of the season, and hopefully they can fix some of the issues that they had tonight and grind it out in the rest of the season. But that'll be it from us. So and before we go, though, a couple of announcements. We do have the RGL merch store still up and going. Added some Witness Gaming. Shout out to Witness, heavy on Yeye now, and a sponsor of the RGL 6's Invite Champions, Witness Gaming. So definitely head over there. There's some really good stuff. Exclamation point merch in chat, I believe, still works. And we've also got the engineer.tf STV archive for all of the casted games. So if you want to go back and check exactly how Jay-Easy was finding those sick frags, or Austin's sick Wrangler flicks, or anything of that nature, head over to engineer.tf/RGL_demos.php. I don't know if Dolphin's got something prepared for this, but
I think he has commands that he throws up and graphics as well. So
I don't know if he has the graphics, but definitely go check that out if you're interested in these matches, because it's something that they're pretty happy to host. So with that out of the way, I think that'll do it from us, though. So I am Alto, joined by Zag, Dolphin behind the camera, stalwart as always. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.